Hey guys, back with another CGWC GTO analysis video. This time Prodigy versus MunEZ, 200 BB deep, single race pot, SB versus BB. Prodigy goes for the small bet. MunEZ, I think, can definitely raise, probably has a higher frequency call. Prodigy, I think, has the pure check, and MunEZ probably has a high frequency bluff with this. Prodigy pure call. And I'm wondering about the river. River is always the most complicated street in my opinion. MunEZ goes for the 3x overbet, probably fine, and Prodigy seems to have a really great bluff catcher here. And let's take a look. Okay, so yeah, 200 BB is the closest solution I can find for the chip EV versus 3x open. 7 deuce suited is actually a fold. It's pretty close, 7 cents. Okay, so we're gonna go to the AI solution, and then we just fill out the 7 deuce, these little hands into Prodigy's range. Into MunEZ range. Fill out the actual stack size, and let's just go with that. So let's take a look on this flop with Prodigy opening the small blind versus MunEZ big blind. Solver indeed goes for the 25%, and Prodigy did also, so that's pretty nice. With the tens, he can definitely do so. That's a pretty good mix, so he's probably also RNGing this, I'd imagine, and probably checking a bunch as well. Okay, so I thought that the 7 deuce of clubs can go for the raise, but the solvers are actually raising really big and then choosing the flush draws that have some sort of combo draw going on. The king X and the 10x of clubs. Little bit of 9-4, but and some blockers here, blockers to the straight. So these baby flushes don't really get into the mix for the raise size, at least for that raise size. So I was wrong about that, and MunEZ was right to just call there. 5 of hearts. I can only imagine that Prodigy has the pure check with the tens. He does so, and MunEZ bets 75%, not 100%, and is probably mixing with the 7 deuce of clubs. Yeah, it's a pretty exact mix here. Does go for the bet. Interestingly, Prodigy can start representing the king 10 here, having blockers to the king 10, and raising is at least pretty close, but it's a pretty standard call, I guess. And the 8 of hearts. Okay, so the solver chooses just the 67% and an all-in sizing. 7 deuce of clubs is bluffing with that sizing scheme, but we're gonna have to adjust this, of course. Let's do 75, 150 and the 300, and I guess the all-in just to start with, to see how the 7 deuce of clubs fits in that. And yeah, it is in fact never checking, and I guess here the 300x bluff is fine. It also goes for the let's see, yeah, there are club hands that are not bluffing, like 6-3 of clubs, 6-4 of clubs is actually pure checking, 9-4 of clubs. So yeah, somehow the 7 deuce of clubs or something with a deuce, I guess, or a flush draw, missed flush draw with the deuce apparently is bluffing more, probably unblocking more folds. So yeah, so I guess his, I don't know what his sizing scheme is. Maybe it's just this, a normal size and 300x. That is pretty good chance that is his sizing scheme. And then of course the overbet is totally fine with the 7 deuce of clubs, so that is totally fine. And I can imagine, even just now taking a look at especially for this size, 300%. Of course, a lot of the value is 10-9, king 10. So I can imagine. Of course, there are also bluffs containing a 10, and that is something also important. But still, so much of the value is a straight, which Prodigy is blocking so well with the Pocket Tens. So I can imagine that this is a very wow. Okay. I get surprised every time, like, yeah, it's probably also because of these bluffs. A lot of the bluffs are actually, because these need to bluff, because they're blocking a lot of the, let me see, still a lot of the call downs and the continues, like the king 10 and the ace 10. But then the pocket tens indeed is blocking value with, these bluffs here. That's problematic. If these bluffs weren't here, I'd imagine the pocket tens becomes you know, a call or a shove, but these are problematic. There's a lot of value containing the 10. Apparently against this size in the pocket tens is pretty much a pure fold or a shove, and Prodigy called, made the right call, but so yeah, what can I say about that? I thought it was a good bluff catcher, and I'm always biased by their actions. I gotta say, right? Prodigy made the call. I think, okay, well, you know, and make a simple conclusion like the 2 10s are blocking the nuts, the 9 10 and the king 10, so it's probably a good bluff catcher. But of course, in poker, you cannot think so simply like I just did. You know, you gotta delve deeper. That's why you see people like superstars like Linus. In live games, you see him go really deep into the tank, and you just see him thinking so deeply. He goes deeper and deeper and deeper. You know, that's what you know, that's why you should do. Like simple conclusions like that often, simple logic like that often leads to false, you know, wrong conclusions like I just did. Because if you think about it, like, he should have a lot of the bluffs that were also blocking with the pocket tens, and that's probably the reason why this becomes a sucky call. Of course, a lot of the value is also non-straights like ace queen, pocket fives and whatnot, and pocket jacks. So that's why we see here, like, against such a big bet like jack x, ace x, still prefers calling more often than those pocket tens, because they're unblocking those 10x bluffs way better and blocking value, whereas tens, yeah, it's blocking value, it's blocking those straights, but it's blocking those bluffs in a very unfortunate way, in a very nasty way. That's I don't want to ramble too long, but I hope you got out of it just like I did, and thanks for watching.